Welcome back. This is the part of the show that I get to bring you those power steps. The coach in me wants to give you homework. I want you to actually get some assignments that you can take and make some things happen. I don't want you to just feel good. I want you to execute something excellently and transformational, not just in your life, but in other people's lives. So, power step number one to help you stay inspired. It sounds so simple, but I want you to take it seriously. Make a list of what inspires you. Really ask yourself, what inspires you? Inspiration is different than what brings you joy. Inspiration is what drives you, what pulls you forward. What are the things that excite you to action? Because that is what inspiration does. It excites you to take bold, strategic action. So what excites and activates you to do something? What is that? That's power step number one. I really want you to stop and think about that. What inspires you? Quiet time inspires me. Knowing my purpose inspires me. One of the things I do that keeps me inspired is I like to keep images of the future around, something that represents something in the future. You've heard it called a vision board, a dream board, whatever it is, but that helps me stay inspired. It's not about the image that I see. It's about what the image ignites and activates inside of me. Remember, inspiration is an inside job, and it helps you to keep that vision in front of your face. What else inspires you? I love reading success stories, and I enjoy reading them not to covet what someone else has, but to tap into what I'm capable of. So I want you to start asking yourself, have you touched your greatness today? Because inspiration and greatness, they go hand in hand. So power step number two, you got to identify your inspiration robbers. What are the things that make you tired? What are the things that when you do it, it does not inspire you? Pay attention. It could be a movie you watch or a type of programming that you're drawn to that makes you tired, or you often fall asleep in the middle of it. It's draining to you. It might be people. One of the old, well-known things is you've got to shift who you're around if you are not inspired by your people group. Are you always the one pouring into everybody else? Part of inspiration is being poured into and knowing what it takes to keep you inspired. It is your responsibility as somebody called to impact the world. So what are your inspiration robbers? What are the things that come and take your joy? And you must limit them immediately. Immediately. And if, and only if, they are somebody in your household, you've got to figure out a way to manage that. Because we can't necessarily eliminate that, but you've got to be real with yourself and say, you know what? This is robbing inspiration from me. I don't feel inspired by this person. I get agitated. I might even get angry. They trigger something that is not inspiration. You've got to counterbalance that. Okay? And then power step number three, renew your mind and renew your inspiration daily. We really do need to feed this thing. And you've heard over these times together that we've had, different guests tell you, I spend quiet time, I spend time with the Lord, I spend time journaling, time thinking, time just being. Inspiration comes in that quiet place. It is not easy to make that space in your life. So I want you to do whatever it takes to make the time and space for inspiration and let it fuel you forward. And you will see yourself jumping over hurdles, doing things you never thought you could do. In those quiet times, you'll even get revelation. There's been times I've been frustrated because I've got to learn a new program to get to the next level. And in my quiet time, my brain, my mind just relaxes, and I all of a sudden know exactly what to do. That's inspiring. Inspiration moves in a way that you're willing to do the work. There's a lot of people not willing to do the work. Remember that statistic? Only 8% of human beings manifest the fullness of their dreams. That is unacceptable. We need to make sure we are in that number and we get that number up so 92% of people can live their purpose. So we're not frustrated looking at what's wrong in the world, but we can actually help make it right. Inspiration comes from a place of light. It is not darkness. That is, you can be activated by anger, but that is not inspiration. Inspiration is something that pulls you forward and it causes you to do good. It causes you to make impact. And actually, it's not about you. It's about who you're inspiring and what you're inspiring them for. So let's go over those one more time. Power step number 1, make a list of what inspires you. Power step number 2, identify. Power step number 3, renew daily your inspiration. When you implement these 3 power steps, you will begin to notice that you need to get your inspiration time in. I can notice days I miss it. I'm like, whoo, I missed that inner time to really allow the Holy Spirit and my inner spirit to stir up and guide me into action. You got it? I want you to be unstoppable, and these power steps will help you get there. And now it is time for the prophetic, so stay with me because we are going to have a prophetic session of somebody digging into their place of inspiration so they can live on purpose. We'll be right back.